Hey everyone, welcome to today's Steady Trader YouTube Live. Well, we get this question a lot, and that is, Serge, how do you measure your upside profit targets on trades? A lot of times it's referring to swing trades. There are obviously many different ways of doing this, but I wanted to share with you one very simple way of doing this, and that has been working very well in really any market environment, certainly when things are a little bit more volatile like they are right now. So for all you folks that have been sending us emails and texts and comments on these on the bottom of these videos of how to measure profit targets, how do we come up with these profit targets, I'm going to show you guys a real simple way. So what I'm going to show you here is the NASDAQ 100. We opened up a trade buying the NASDAQ 100, the QQQ ETF, and also one could have done this using a call spread. I'll show you guys the actual trade that we sent out to clients here in just a second. And that profit target has basically now been reached, the first upside target, around $165. So I'm going to show you guys a quick how we measured that and what might be a next upside profit target that we can kind of go after. So let's change the video here. And first of all, notice that the trade alert that we sent out to clients looks something like this. In fact, not something, this is exactly it. So you can see on the 4th of April, we sent out that one could buy the QQQ at $158.60 with a stop loss at $154.50 and a profit target at $165. One could have also alternatively bought the June 160, 165 bull call spread. So far, and again, we bought it at 158.6. This is time-stamped on the 4th of April. So far, if we go over to the actual chart of the NASDAQ 100, you can see that profit target has been reached. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer on this. And again, we sent out that trade alert here. Let me show you at 158.60, which was, let's call it here, okay? And the profit target at 165 up here has now been reached. First of all, how do we get to that profit target? Well, one way of measuring it is by looking at previous simple support and resistance areas. So in one way that we found the 165 area was through the lens of a Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so we just basically do a very basic Fibonacci retracement, and we saw that about a 50% pullback or rally. So from this entire sell-off, a 50% rally back gets us to about 165. But that's not really the main thing. The next thing is to see if there's any previous support and resistance areas. And that support and resistance area we're talking about here is very simply this point here where you see previously we had some sort of resistance, support, and then that became resistance. And that too was, actually this was a little bit higher, 165, but 166, but we want to be somewhat more conservative. Now, the question is, what are next potential upside profit targets? So we're going to take profits on this most likely real time today. We're going to send people a real-time email and a push notification on the app to close this trade here. However, there are potential next upside profit targets, and they all have to do with simple gap measurements. So what you want to do is you want to see if there's any unfilled gaps. And right now you can see that this gap from over here, from the 22nd of March, is just about filled. It's marginally, it has got a tiny bit more. So for all intents and purposes, this profit target has been reached now, even to fill this gap. But there is another gap up here that has not yet been filled. And in fact, let me just quickly make that one a little bit more visually obvious with this. So what you can see here, ultimately there's a chance that this gap does get filled. And again, I'm not going to play for that right now, but there is a way of measuring an upside profit target and say, you know what? Maybe at some point after some more consolidation, maybe the NASDAQ 100 can go up here and go all the way up to say 171 bucks, which would close the down gap that this ETF had on the 19th of March. So those are some very, very simple ways to measure profit targets, folks. I hope this is helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Again, please make sure you sign up for our Orlando workshop coming up in just about a week and a half or so right now. And again, any questions, leave a comment down below, and see you guys in the next YouTube Live.